Hey everybody, this is Troy Alexander. This is Inspiration with Troy Alexander. I am so excited tonight. We have a phenomenal guest, but before we go there, listen, you know my motto, dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. Listen, this is all about encouraging you to take that step and follow your dream, to never give up on your dream. Listen, I have one just point of purpose. Listen, don't ever let anyone tell you that you don't have a right to your dream. Listen, if you can dream it, you can be it. Listen, this is all about a mindset. And listen, I'm telling you, all of us come from a place. But I'm telling you right now, there is no destiny. There's no mountain. There's no that you cannot achieve. If you set your mind to it, I'm telling you, listen, we have an amazing guest tonight. And listen, follow us. We are on YouTube, Inspiration with Troy Alexander, Instagram at Pick by Design. Follow us on Facebook. Of course, love to have you. But tonight, we have a phenomenal guest tonight. I'm so excited and honored that she has given us time out of her busy schedule to come and be a part of our show. Let me introduce Jessie Palumbo. Listen, she is Miss New Jersey, USA 2016. She's a beauty and fashion photographer. She has worked as an online photo editor for Maxim magazine, photos published in magazines such as Maxim, US Weekly, Muscle and Fitness, has shot multiple celebrity covers with I'm telling you, magazines, tons of her photography has been televised with Harry Connick Jr. on his show, as well as the Bravo's Real Housewives of New Jersey. Her clientele includes Miss Universe Organization, Miss America, the actress Emily Toaster, and more and more. Thank you, Jessie, so much for being a part of our show.
Oh, thank you, Troy.
We are honored to have you. Listen, I have to ask you, listen, you have experience both in front of the camera and now behind the camera. What inspired you to go from in front of the camera to behind the camera?
So actually, I wanted to be behind the camera first. So I went to school for fine arts. Yeah. Okay. So actually, I was a painter originally. So I went to school for fine arts for painting. And then in that curriculum, I learned photography. And so my eye was always very creative. And I was actually into pageants. I started doing pageants for the first time when I was 17 because my sister did them. And so I was like, okay, pageants were on the side, but photography and art was the main thing. And then everything just happened to unfold. And then I got into, pageantry, which, in turn also turned into modeling. And so then I kind of got a sense of both in front or behind the camera.
Awesome. Listen, so your first passion was art. Like it was more of the art.
I've been into art since I was in kindergarten. Always the artsy kid. So yeah.
Wow. And do you paint now?
I do actually. Let me grab you one thing. I have actually right over here. So I might as well just bring it over.
Absolutely.
I did it during the beginning of quarantine because, thinking of stuff you do, but let me grab that.
Listen, y'all, I didn't know this is a first. Didn't know that Jessie paints. And I'm telling you, because you see her amazing photography, and we're going to give all of her social media accounts as well. Let you tell me your work. Oh my goodness. I'm
not sure if you can tell right now the Hawaiian vibes, but I went to Hawaii with my fiance and we got engaged there last year. So I painted like one of my pictures I took to Hawaii. Yeah, but you can see it's like more. Yeah. So that was actually
wow. Now, do you sell your art?
Actually, no. My mom's still trying to get a picture, and I haven't done that yet. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I love that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It was very relaxing, but I don't paint as much as I want to anymore with work, but very therapeutic.
Wow. So I got to ask you, how many years were you in pageantry before you became Miss New Jersey, USA?
So I competed 7 years. So I competed for Miss New Jersey Teen USA first, I think 2 years. And, but I started late in the game. I was 17, 18. Got in top 5. And again, I wasn't into pageants. My sister encouraged me. I honestly was like, not for me. I walked on stage like a stooge. I would be like, No,
not you, Jessie.
No, oh my goodness. And then I did Miss New Jersey USA. And the first time I competed in Miss, you can tell I was younger. I was 19. So let me just tell you this. It took me a while to win the Miss department because the first time I competed in Miss, I got to top 5. And somehow for my onstage question, I took a different twist to it. And they asked me, so what's something about you that sets you apart that we can remember you by? You think pageant girls would have a really good, solid answer. Right, let me tell you, I touched my tongue to my nose. And I'm like, does this make you remember me? But didn't win. So I'm telling you, not the typical, like you would think more polished.
Right. Oh my goodness. So since pageantry wasn't your first kind of love, in a sense, what was it about pageantry that kept you motivated to continue in that realm? Yeah.
You know what it is? It's especially when you haven't competed in pageants, you always have the stigma associated with it. Because unfortunately, the shows that have been involved with it aren't positive. They make it seem like it's a cliche, pageant. But when you actually compete, you realize you meet like such incredible women. A lot of my close friends, even colleagues, are pageant women that are highly motivated, highly intelligent, great networking. And then also the pageant itself, it definitely helped me with job interviews, with confidence. It's stuff that you never really would know until you actually compete, how empowering it is.
Wow. So let me ask you this. So did it build, because I heard you say confidence. Were you confident before you went into pageantry, or did pageantry help you become more confident?
I would say pageants definitely helped me become more confident. Of course, like you're confident around your friends and family, but in the public eye and kind of knowing yourself more, I don't think I normally would be okay with talking to a crowd I don't know, or walking on stage in front of people I don't know. It's definitely something that it takes courage to do.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we are so proud of you. So all of your achievements and accomplishments. Now, when did you go into photography? Because that's a, it's one thing for someone to say, I want to do, but the skill set that it takes. And for you now, listen, everyone, I'm talking about her work is magazine covered on television shows, her clientele. I'm going to say it again. It's like the Housewives of New Jersey. I mean, so how did you get there? Like how did this start?
Yeah, so again, I didn't really explore photography as a medium until college, and I probably sophomore year. And I think at that point, I really love fashion and beauty. And so being able to use the camera to still, I realized it's like painting, that you can still set the scene, the angles, the subject. And then throughout college, I actually interned with Fadil Barusha, who is a Miss USA, Miss Universe photographer for the longest time. He's a legend. I interned with him, and he taught me a lot of the tricks to fashion photography. And then, of course, you take what you learn through your internship, through your education, and you just create your own style and just take a risk and hope you love what you do and other people love what you do.
How would you describe your style?
You know what? It's still evolving, but I think right now the main thing with it, I've noticed what I tend to lean towards is I love glow. I love highlight, low lights, really using the light to play with that beauty of the subject.
Wow, awesome. Listen, I have to ask you, how long did it take you from when you started taking your first set of photos or doing it on a professional level to the point where now you have clients that are actresses that are like seen all over the world? Like how long did it, like, we're talking, a couple of years? We're talking like, how long? Because to me, it must take, but how long would you say it has taken you to get to this point?
Honestly, I have to thank at least pageantry for that, because I don't think it would have evolved as quickly as it did if it wasn't for pageantry. In total, I graduated college in 2014. So 6 years now in total have I really focused on my photography career, but it wasn't always my business until like probably 2016. So photography, pageantry really helped with my photography to take off more so.
Wow. Listen, I'm amazed at your work. I'm amazed at what you do. Now, listen, when I saw your Instagram, now I got to ask you, do you do a lot of, do you mainly do studio type work, or do you do on location in terms of events or families, or do you have like just a more of a preference for a certain type of look or type of shoot?
I definitely do have a certain type of look that I like to do. I like mostly in studio or like fashion on location. Family portraits, not my favorite. Of course, I always like, of course I do all of my family and friends, stuff like that. But like that's like a whole other thing. And especially with events too, because like those two things, I feel like you have to capture the moments, you know, candidness, whereas studio and fashion and beauty, you can actually like you frame the subject and you have time to do that.
So Jessie, don't tell me that when your family asks, Jessie, can you bring your camera? You're like, no, I'm sorry, family. I love you, but
let me tell, I mean, I can't say no. That's just terrible. So I always say yes. So like birthday parties, graduations, special events, like even my sister's engagement, like I took my camera equipment, like I did all those special things. So of course I'll always do that, just not my favorite.
Yes. Well, I got to ask you because I have gone through this myself. So do you feel some kind of way when you're going to an event and you don't bring your camera? And then people kind of look at you like, Jessie, you didn't bring your camera?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes people just expect you to bring the camera, like, oh, you're a photographer. Like, don't you just always have it in like your pocket?
Exactly.
People have asked all the time, and I'm just like, nope, not today. I'm not working.
Wow. Listen, I want to ask you, do you love to travel? Like, do you travel to your photo shoots? Or have you?
Honestly, not so much. I mean, I would love to travel more with my photography. I think one of the main things is, which I'm still like, you know, figuring out, but bringing all your equipment, you know, on airplanes, like you want to make sure that they're really protected, especially, you know, photography equipment is not cheap. So you can't break one thing.
Absolutely. Listen, I want to ask you again. I believe I saw a post where you went to the Miss USA this year. Is that right?
Yes.
How was that experience like?
Oh, it was honestly, it went pretty well. So they of course had the Miss USA pageant, which I have to give them a lot of credit for. They really had everything under control. They made sure that no one was out of like their groups. They had people tested like every 3 days. And I was there as one of their photographers for the stage photography. It was me and another photographer. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
You would think it'd be more stressful, but it was pretty, they were like, okay, all you need to do is that, and that's it. I'm like, okay, it's pretty easy.
Wow.
But it went well.
Good. And how was the traveling part of it?
Okay, so I'm still not there yet with flying. I'm a little nervous with like everything going on, pandemic.
Yes.
I have the greatest fiance. He took off from work and he drove me from New Jersey to Memphis.
Wow.
It was
shout out to your fiance.
No, he is a trooper. He's a trooper.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, listen, you have done so much in your resume, right? It's just what is next for you? Are there any projects that you are working on or that you would love to work on but yet haven't begun just yet?
You know what? I always try to set goals for myself because like you never reach your goal. Like you always have to keep going and keep learning. So I mean, right now, honestly, I'm just trying to focus on getting work with the pandemic and seeing how to safely do so. But I did have like a personal project I've been working on for years. And that's actually why you mentioned the Harry Connick show. That's why I was on there for it. It was called This Is Beauty. It was my own kind of project I did on the side where I showcase, it started with pageant girls, raw photos, no makeup, unedited, to really feel empowered and beautiful in your own skin. Because I feel like a lot of girls, especially pageant girls, just from experience, they feel like they need to fit a certain mold. So I haven't had time to focus on that as much, but I want to dip back into that.
I love that. And can you talk more about that? Because
absolutely.
Because there are so many young people, especially young ladies, right, who want to present themselves as someone else. Now, I see a lot of that on social media, and it's continued to kind of expand now that like when you see them without makeup and without all of they're like, so how do you use your platform and what you do to empower other young people or just women in general to love themselves first?
Yeah, so that was actually part of this whole project was for myself in general, when I did pageants, people would comment on me saying like, she has a big nose, a big chin, she's very angular, she should have gotten a nose job and stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
goodness.
And
Really?
yeah. And so it kind of took me back because like, I never had a problem with any of my features. Like, and I know God made you the way you are. You're not supposed to look similar.
Right.
Yeah. And so I know myself and then other girls had different criticism. And so I wanted to really showcase that, listen, let's embrace our beauties, our features, and show other girls that, be confident in your own skin. And I actually had a mother reach out to me when I did that project, and I posted it. And luckily I had friends that that could write articles online to publish it. But I had girls reach out to me, like mothers, that said, thank you for posting that and doing that. My daughter is 15 and she just naturally, just naturally curvy, and she can never fit a certain mold. And thank you for sharing that, because that really helped her self-confidence. And then I had a school in Georgia reach out to me saying that teachers, that they were doing the same thing with their students. So I think it just takes one person to say the message, and then it spreads.
I love that message. I love that message. And just so you know, you're beautiful, nose and all.
Thank you. I know I'm very Russian. So,
so it's amazing. But I love that message about, self-esteem and building up young people and saying, loving them for who they are, and being real. So I love that, without the makeup, without all of the, and just themselves. I can't wait for that project to continue to launch and grow. And I'm excited about it. Do you have any other vision? Like, is there any clients that you would love to have, or any actors or athletes, or who would be, if you could choose, who would be your number one sort of next clientele?
Oh my God, there's so many people, honestly.
Well, name a few of them.
I gotta think. Honestly, I'm also not really up to date with pop culture. So any of these TikTok people, I don't know.
Oh my me too. Just listen, TikTok. I don't even have TikTok, so that's how bad I don't even know.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like there's so many people. I can't think of just one. Let me think. I have to think for a second.
Well, we can come back to that if you want.
Yeah, maybe Chris Hemsworth. I really don't photograph guys that much, but when they're really sculpted, the light would hit nicely.
Well, listen, if you need any male models, I'm not saying that I'm great, but I can at least try.
Yes.
Awesome. Listen, I wanted to ask you, because you do modeling as well in front of the camera, and you've been there. Do companies contact you now to do like editorial shoots at all, or anything of that nature?
For me to model them?
Yes.
Yeah. Not really. I've done a couple of little things here and there, like boutiques, or like there's been a lot of like bridal stuff where they need models, but like I haven't done that in a couple of years now. I'm very flattered when they ask, but like I just haven't done that in a little bit.
Wow, amazing. Listen, I wanted to ask you, if someone walked up to you and said, Jessie, listen, I'm thinking about, going for the Miss New Jersey USA or going to that level. What would you say to them, just in terms of advice? What things would you, given your experience, what things would you say to them to kind of help them along their journey?
I think the main thing is to go in there just being yourself and not thinking you have to fit a certain mold. I think that's always what people assume. They need to fit a certain cookie cutter. And actually it's the opposite. The more you're being yourself and unique, the more you stand out. Also, you can tell that you shine more because you're more confident when you're being yourself. And don't be shy.
Wow. I love it. I got to ask you, what surprised you, both in the pageantry world and the photography world? Because all of us go in like with our preconceived notions about how things are. And so was there anything that kind of shocked you, or surprised, like, wow, I didn't know this was here? Or was it, again, things that you're willing to share? Because there might be some things that you might not want to share, but Was there anything that kind of caught you off guard that you really wasn't expecting, kind of behind the scenes or different here or things of that nature?
Well, at least with the New Jersey, because I only did really the New Jersey USA system. But just based on that, I was just more surprised, again, not doing pageants and doing pageants, how cool a lot of the girls are. Like, again, you think pageants, you think they're all kind of like the wave and like there's a stigma with it, but everyone's so cool. It's very relaxed. And you actually make more friends. I feel like a lot of times you kind of think that they're going to be a little bit of those girls that are catty, that you're competition, and people are like, oh, they're going to, step on your dress, stuff like that. That doesn't happen. So, yeah, I think I was more surprised that it was so cool and laid back.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I was thinking about a photo project. Well, first of all, do all the Miss of New Jersey, do you all come together at any point, like the Heisman, where they have like the club, where they kind of come together on an annual basis and kind of talk about their experience? Like, do you do that on that level or no?
No, that would be cool. I mean, I feel like usually at like the pageant itself, a lot of the formers come together, and that's when you see everybody. Like, that's the time to like really hang out and see people. There's a couple of us that still keep in touch, but everyone's kind of like moved out, spaced out sporadically. But it's all cool. We're all a cool group of girls. So.
Oh, I have no doubt, because you are cool, Jessie. Listen, everybody. This is
Jessie. No, I mean like the other
Palumbo.
girls too, though.
Listen, everybody. Jessie Palumbo, famed photographer, model, Miss New Jersey USA 2016, and just so much more. We're honored to have you. Listen, I gotta ask you, another photo project. Have you thought about bringing a number of Miss New Jerseys together for a photo shoot?
Cool. I like that idea. I think that'd be really cool, actually. I love that.
That would be cool, right?
Yes.
And so, like, if you can get like from year to year for like a number of years and do like, maybe about like 5-year periods or 10-year, that would be cool.
Good. I know most of the 5-year period ones. That's easy.
Listen, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. I might have to explore that.
Yeah. So how did you meet actress Emily Toaster? How did that happen?
So again, I think it's just, I actually have to say a lot has to do with social media. Presence on social media and someone just sharing or just hashtagging, it gets viewed by different people. And so I had this PR company reach out to me, and they were doing a shoot in New York City, and they said, hey, we found you on social media. We're looking for a beauty and fashion photographer. Like, we liked your work. And I guess they saw I worked with some of the Miss USAs and stuff like that. So they reached out to me to work with this actress. And I knew her from the Mayans and stuff. So it was cool. And she was very, very chill as well.
Yeah. And if I saw right, I believe during this quarantine period, one of your photos of her was on a magazine cover.
Yes.
Yeah. What does that feel like to see your work? I mean, on a cover of a magazine.
I feel like that's a lot, as an artist, as yourself, you know that it's always an accomplishment when you see not only your work published, but to see it on a cover. That's just like, it's definitely a goal that you always have in your head. And it feels so rewarding just to see that your work's paying off.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we applaud you so much. We are so proud of you and all that you're doing and what's coming next. Listen, follow her. Listen, I'm telling you, every time I see a photo, it's like, wow. It's like it just continues, like it just pops from the photo. So we're so proud of you. I wanted to ask you, in terms of your journey thus far, is there anything that you would change, that you would be able to go back, like if you could do over and say, you know what, if I knew what I knew then, I would do it this way?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so, because I feel like everything that you've done, every obstacle you've done, even if it's a failure, you've learned from that point. So if I didn't fail at one point in my life, and if it wasn't hard, I wouldn't learn and I wouldn't have got to where I am. So I don't regret anything. I'd rather stuff not be easy. I'd rather things be a challenge.
Wow. Well, listen, what has been the biggest challenge, would you say, to date, whether it's pageantry or the photography or just something else in your personal journey?
I think it could be, It could be pageantry and photography both together. Like, let's say with pageantry, again, it's not easy to win a pageant. You know, it takes a lot of discipline and perseverance, because a lot of times if you don't place or get top 5 or win, you feel like you're not worthy enough or you did something wrong. So to have that mindset to keep going, that was a challenge. And then also with photography and being self-employed, like it's my own business, you have to make sure your name's out there. You have to make sure you get clientele. Every day to day is a hustle. So just kind of both go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Well, listen, tell everybody how they can find you, because listen, we want to help you because I love your work.
Oh,
I love your photography. And so where can people find you?
Yeah, so mainly a lot of people find me, I feel like Instagram is my main hub. It's at Jessie Palumbo. And you can also go to www.jessiepalumbo.com. That's my portfolio page where you can see some of my work. And there's also my email contact on there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, I saw a magazine where you shot Miss Deshauna Barber. I believe that's her name.
Deshauna. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And that was for Us a Weekly.
Yes.
I mean, to do a spread, like to see your photos in a magazine. I mean, to see your name, because I saw your name. Like I saw your name. Actually, it's like, wow. I mean, so do you feel like you've reached, or do you feel like there's so much more to go?
There's always so much more to go. I feel like that's the thing is, again, I feel like success is always just setting goals. You're never there, and you should never really feel there, because you want to always learn. And there's always more you can learn and do and grow. So that was just like, again, one of my checklist things, or a resume that I feel so happy that I did. But there's always more growth.
Phenomenal. Listen, and I just, when I see you do your work on social media and various platforms, it's inspiring. What do you say? A client comes to you and say, Jesse, I want you to be my photographer. What do you need to hear from them in order for you to give your best to them?
I would always just give my best to them. If they come to me and they're entrusting me to take their photos, I'm already honored that they came to me. So I want to make sure it's the best experience. I want to make sure I can give them the greatest photos I can possibly give for both of us.
Awesome. And I'm so, now is there some, now you said not a fan of family photography, right?
Yeah, I know.
So, but is there something that you have not done yet that you would like to do, whether it's an event or a type of event? Because you've done a swimsuit for Sports Illustrated as well.
Yeah.
So is there something out there that you would love to, an event that you would love to cover that you haven't done yet? I mean, so again, Sports Illustrated, magazine covers, So, but is there an event that you would say, you know what, I would love to cover that?
Honestly, I would love to actually like expand more so, I guess more so with like celebrities as well. I mean, Victoria's Secret doesn't happen anymore, but that'd be a really cool runway show. Any kind of red carpet, the Oscars, where you have a chance. They all dress extravagantly. They know how to pose, of course, because they want the shots as well.
Yes.
Or just obviously, I feel like the epitome for a lot of photographers, especially in fashion photography, is to get a cover of a magazine like Vogue or something like that. That's like all the way up there,
Yes. Well, is that on your vision board?
Oh, 100%. One day, I'm hoping, just never give up.
Absolutely. Well, listen, everybody, we are looking forward to Jesse Palumbo's work, artistry, being on the cover of Vogue. I guarantee you that
I might be 80, but
no, listen, you're only 20 already. I mean, I don't know how old, but I'm telling you, but no, we will definitely see that. Your work is impeccable. And I see all of the wonderful queens coming to you, and you taking their amazing photo, and I like them all the time. And so I want to ask, who is Jesse Palumbo? If you had to describe yourself in say 1 to 3 words or a phrase, who are you?
Okay, I'll tell you this. my my college roommate, she was asked when I did pageants, she did an interview for me, and they said, "Can you describe your roommate?" She said to me, she goes, "How do I say you're like a dude, but like because you're chill? Like, how's a good way to describe that?" And I'm like, maybe just don't say it like that.
Right.
So how I think of myself is, I'm friendly. I'm very optimistic.
Okay.
And I very laid back as well. I feel like I don't let stress, especially with the COVID and everything. I try not to let stress, really keep me down.
And just to follow that, how do you stay inspired? Because again, how you talked about how your photography, like that is your business, right?
Yes.
So how during the quarantine, the COVID, like how do you stay motivated and inspired to, I mean, separate from, of course, it's your business, but what keeps you excited about what's next?
Mm-hmm. I think it's just always, again, having that vision board and goal set. And like, even when like you feel like you're having a rough day and you just feel like nothing's going right, it's just, okay, keep being positive. Things can always be worse. And let's think of ways to like do A, B, and C. Let's be more creative. Let's try this. Like tomorrow, me and my makeup artist, we're going to try doing some fun holiday kind of fashion shoot that we haven't done. So I'm like, let's just always experiment and find a great team that wants to experiment with you.
I love that. I love that. Is there a look or like a location? Because see, I love contrast,
Yeah.
So I would love to shoot like whether it's a gown in a junkyard, right? Or something. So what is something that you would love to shoot? Like what type of theme would you that you haven't done already that you would love to shoot someone in, or whether it's a look or a location?
I would go with the location one because I've kind of really stuck to the Jersey Shore. I've either done my in studio, or if it's a beach, it's honestly right down the street from my studio. I see so many incredible photographers being able to travel around the world and find these incredible locations. Like, of course, Greece, you see a lot of great shots in Greece, or like a different island. I'm not even sure what island this is. It might be Bali or something, but it was like where you see a swing in the ocean. I don't know. It's like stuff like that you don't get to see every day that could do a really great vision and great photo.
Awesome. Well, I want to ask you again. I'm always intrigued when I ask my guests, what did it cost you to become you? Right. So what did you have to sacrifice, and it doesn't always have to be negative, right? But what did it cost you to become you?
I think I'm not, what it is? I don't think it's cost more so, but I think when you grow up, your obstacles, especially I think in your youth, I think when you're young, that's your most impressionable stage. And for me, more so I actually had really terrible buck teeth. Like they went out like this, and they were spaced.
No, Jesse.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So they call me these kids had terrible names for me, like buck teeth Bills. They call me SpongeBob. So I think being able to it was terrible, but like, it's okay. I was young. I was like first, second grade. So being, on the other side, and like getting all that negativity and like how to still stay strong on the inside. And also that also taught you right there, like you always want to treat people with kindness, even if they're not treating you with kindness. And I think kindness is contagious. So right there was a learning lesson for me and kind of helped mold me into the person I am today.
Wow, we are so proud of you. You are an amazing person, young woman. You're just phenomenal. And it's inspiring to see your journey and to see you do what you do. And I would love to see more of your artwork. I would love to commission you to do a painting for me. I would love that one day.
Yes.
If you're willing to do that.
Yeah, it might be behind my mom's painting shoot.
I know. I got a long list of people that I'm behind, Jesse. So I need you to catch up for me, okay?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, because you talked about, even though you were younger, about the name calling, right?
Yes.
And today, social media is such a prominent, where young people, they define themselves, right, by how people see them, their comments, their likes, their dislikes. One, did you ever experience any kind of negative comments or aura kind of sent your way because of your journey of where you were? And for those young people that are going through that now, what would you say to them to encourage them, to empower them during that period of their life?
Yeah. So again, I didn't really, since first, second grade, didn't have anything until, again, doing pageants. Unfortunately, that is the one negative side, is that you have these cyber bullies that, again, they hide behind, a nameless face. And so when I did win Miss New Jersey USA, like I said, they would comment on my features, my nose too big. Someone said I look like an alien. I was like, okay, whatever.
No.
So people are just so mean, and they critique you for no reason. And so I think with that, again, that was all social media. And to me, I learned, never take these opinions to heart, because again, maybe they have a lot of hatred in themselves, and so they're reflecting it on you.
Right.
And for the young girls, especially young girls and boys right now, it's a tough world, because it's definitely a digital social media world. Everything is based on how many likes I get, how many followers. They're all worried about how others see them. So for me, I keep telling people that we're all born differently. We're supposed to be different. You're okay to have different curves, a cellulite, things like that. That's normal, and we need to normalize it again.
Wow. Listen, I think do you go on tour? I mean, do you go around and speak? Because you're a phenomenal speaker and motivator. Like, have you been invited to come and speak?
You know what? I haven't done so much of that since Miss New Jersey. So basically, I kind of just do this when I meet people. It's like that, like we're having conversations, and I have a lot of clients that are young ladies, one-on-one.
Wow. Awesome. Well, listen, I have to one day, I know you do more of the studio work. So my wife and I talked about it. We're going to have to come and get some pictures by you one day. Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. We would be so honored. So we're going to have to make that happen really quick, or at some point soon. So I do a little bit of a sort of a word game near the end of our conversation, but I want to ask you, is there anything, young person walks up and says, you know what, I don't know how to pursue my dream, right? I just don't know how to take that first step. What would you say to them?
I think to take the first step is to actually don't be afraid to do it. Anything's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's always a mind game when people are like that, because you're basically telling yourself that you're afraid and you might not be able to do it. You're the only one holding yourself back. Just take a chance, take a risk. And what's the worst that can happen,
Right. I mean, if you fall, just get back up again, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You're in charge of your own life.
That's right. Now, listen, tell me something that nobody really knows about Jesse Palumbo, the famed photographer, model, Miss New Jersey USA 2016. What does somebody not know about you? Is it what have you jumped out of a plane? Are you like a diver, like a cliff diver? Do you scuba dive? What is something that Jesse
never done any of that stuff? My fiance's jumped out of a plane. I'm too scared for that.
So what does Jesse do for her hobbies? Let's go there first.
Well, I very rarely paint anymore, but I do love to paint. I love old movies like Doris Day and Rock Hudson movies. I think my grandma and my mom got me into that. So that's kind of relaxing for me. I eat cookie dough like it's my job. That's my downfall. Just cookie dough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a certain kind of flavor of cookie dough?
Nestle what's chocolate chip cookies.
There you go.
If you want to hear a gross part of it, I don't eat the chocolate chips, so I spit them out. So.
Oh my God, I thought the chocolate.
So that's the real secret and the real Jessie right there.
Yes, I mean the chocolate chip is what makes it.
I just like the dough.
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
that's
So
something a
so
lot of
you eat
people
it
know.
like a peanut butter? You just eat the dough like
Kind
peanut
of.
butter?
Yeah, kind of.
Gotcha. Wow, that's awesome. So again, is there something that you haven't done on your bucket? You know, they call like, you know, like our bucket
Yeah.
list or the vision board. What is it that you have now? Again, I didn't plan to do this.
Yeah.
A friend of mine kind of egged me on, and we were out on a trip with some young people, and
Yeah.
so I bungee jumped. Now I never thought in life
Wow.
I would ever
Yeah.
bungee jump. But you know, he kind of egged me on. I did it, and okay, I have it on my resume,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
is there something that you haven't done that you be like, you know what, that might be a little risky, but I'm kind of thinking about it.
I wish I was more of a daredevil. Anything with heights, I can't do. It's just that's not for me. I gotta think about. I mean, I won't even do shark diving because I'm scared of sharks too. So can't go
Oh
underwater,
yeah.
can't go in the sky. Yeah.
Wow, awesome,
I think it's kind
awesome.
of more so like how you want to learn things. I would love
Yes,
to
yes,
learn even like ballroom dancing or play the piano or something like that.
awesome.
I would love to do
Yes.
that.
Okay, well, listen, when you learn to play the piano and I finish learning how to play the
Yes.
ukulele, we'll do a duet together. Is that okay?
We can have a band. Yes.
There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I want to just give you, I do like a little word game, and
Okay.
just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
The first word is pageantry.
Wow. I want to say pageantry back.
Okay. Listen, you're allowed to give the word
No.
back to the host. You're like, pageantry.
I don't think
There
it's how
you
it's
go.
supposed to work. Pageantry, honestly, I just think of all the incredible queens I've met and the incredible women. So it's really like more like women empowerment. That's what I think of.
Awesome. I love it. The next word is dream.
Dream. Just never give up on your dreams.
Love
That's what I always think about. It's
Absolutely.
possible too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Jesse. It is possible. The next word is goals.
Always have goals and always make sure that you're taking steps to achieve those goals. And nothing's impossible. You're the only one that's limiting yourself to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Next word is beautiful.
Again, everyone's beautiful. So beautiful is a very subjective term. And it's always in the eye of the beholder. So everything has beauty in it. It's just how you see things.
The next word is journey.
Journey. Your journey is never complete. You're always going. There's always gonna be new adventures.
I love that. I love that, Jesse. Next word is greatness.
Greatness. I think everyone's destined for greatness.
Yes, yes, yes. Next word is focus.
Well, I guess in order to achieve that greatness, you need to stay focused on yourself and on your goals.
Awesome. Future.
Future. Your future is not determined. So anything's possible.
It is. And the last two words I want to give you is Jesse Palumbo.
What a weird girl.
Wow. Listen.
Just me.
Listen, you are just an amazing person. I'm so honored again that you took the time out. Is there anything that we have not, and I'm sure there's more on my list but anything that we haven't asked you that you want to share about who you are? I would love to know when you meet a client for the first time, a prospective client for the first time, what do you want them to walk away knowing about you?
Well, it's not even so much about me. It's mainly that if I meet you and you're coming to me, I want to make sure you have the best experience. And I want to make sure that I show you so much kindness Again, like I said, kindness is contagious, and to have a great day is you put a smile on someone's face, and that's just starting a great day for them. So it's just more so affecting them in a positive way.
Awesome. Well, listen, I'm gonna, just before I give you the final words onto the show, I'm excited. This is I'm looking for your Vogue cover. I'm looking for you. Would you like to go to like the Oscars?
I would love to.
Awesome. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing your work even more so. Again, magazine covers, walking into the store and seeing your work there. I'm looking forward to looking up on the billboards and seeing your work there. Just every place. Again, you are an amazing individual, person, young lady, young woman, photographer, model, all of that. You're just phenomenal. So we thank you so much. Any shout outs that you want to give to anyone, or anything that we didn't ask you that you want to share about you or about your journey?
No, I think honestly right now, I know people are having a hard time with the pandemic, and staying mentally positive. I would just say things are gonna get better. I think as a country, we hit the lowest of the low already, so everything can just get better. So just look at the bright side and never give up on any dreams you have. Nothing's impossible. And just set goals for yourself and just take the risk. So that's all I would like to tell people out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jessie Palumbo. Listen, everybody. Again, give us your social media again.
Yes. So it's so it's at Jessie, JESSIE Palumbo, PALUMBO, on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Jessie Lynn Palumbo Photography. And then on my website is just jessielynpalumbo.com.
Awesome. Well, listen, I am so grateful for you. I'm so honored to have you. When you accepted, again, I know you're so busy doing so many things. And again, I appreciate you. I am in awe of your work, of your artistry. And just thank you. And I know that every queen desires to be shot by Jessie Palumbo, because you are just that amazing and that good. And anything that I can do to support you along your journey, I am a fan. So if there's anything I can do to support you on your journey, wherever it is, please don't hesitate to call, ask me, send me a message, say Troy, and I will do all that I can to support you, because you are just that amazing. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Any last words you want to say?
Well, no, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I think what you do is amazing. I think this right now, what people need is to hear other story of inspiration. So thank you for doing what you do and for inviting me to talk. And you're amazing. And you're also multi-talented. So thank you for having me. Absolutely.
And listen, when you learn to play the piano, then I'll sing. Okay.
Yeah, and then we can do it at the weddings and stuff. Make a little side cash.
There you go. I'm telling you, just a whole package deal, right? Photography, music, the reception, all of that.
Perfect. I love that.
So you heard it here today. Jessie and Troy's, right? Their new project of developing a band along with the photography. Well, thank you so much, Jessie. We appreciate you. And please, kind of get going on the artwork, please, because I would love to have.
Yes. You're going to be the next painted face.
Thank you. So can I say like before the end of 2021, or should I go into 2022?
Probably when I'm 80 again.
Well, listen, I hope that one day, again, thank you so much. We're honored to have you. Again, this is Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. You know my motto, dream, take that step, walk with purpose into your destiny. Every week we come on here to inspire, to uplift, and to let you know, never give up on your dream. And you have a right to your dream. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you don't have a right to dream. If you can dream it, you can, and connect yourself with people that are going in the same direction as you. Follow Jessie Palumbo today. Honor today. Thank you so much, Jessie. Have a great night. Stay safe. Yes. And I look forward to seeing your cover on Vogue. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.